Tammy and Berts Utopia. I'm super excited today because I've nailed him down, I've got him, and we're going to have a chat about something that's very close to his heart. So darling, what happens when you have your migraines and you go into the bedroom, we close the curtains, we get an ice pack, he has a wet face washer on his face, on his forehead.
After taking medication.
After he has his medication. And did you want to talk about your medication now?
Yeah, well, I've come across a nasal spray, Immigrant. I don't know if it's going to come into focus. It's a 1 dose. You take it at the first sign of the aura, or squiggles, topped up with an anti-nausea tablet, Steminol, and 1 aspirin, or Aspalgin in this case, straight away at the first signs. And then you've got to put yourself to bed. Well, Tam puts me to bed because you can't see where you're going anyway. And and then you just got to wait for it all to go. But at some point or another, when you're laying there and the headache's gone, you don't feel nauseated, you seem to drift off into this, well I do anyway, into this little world or zone or whatever. And if I'm thinking of something before I have my migraine, it'll pop up, and I'm laying there and I have like little voices in the back of my head. Not people, but voices, mainly males, talking in a real gentle, calm thing, discussing of what I was thinking of before going to bed. And at one time I was thinking about, there was a discussion going on the radio about what come first, the chicken or the egg and the chicken. So I went to bed and I'm laying there, and then these people started talking in the background about what come first, the chicken or the egg. This is only my view, of course. And one says it's really nothing to do with which come first, the chicken or the egg. It's a matter of belief. If you're a staunch Catholic and you believe in God or Creator, He created all creatures, great and small, all living things, plants, trees, and all that. So therefore, He created the chicken. It come first. And then right on the flip side, if you believe in Charles Darwin, evolution, it's a case of this cell bumped into this cell, produced something else, and then they bumped into another one, and they produced something else. So therefore, the egg come first, and it developed into a chicken. So that's my theory on what come first, the chicken or the egg. It's what you believe in. If you believe in creation, the chicken come first. If you believe in evolution, the egg came first. And if you don't believe in anything, it just is, well, it just is. It's only when people try and use the argument, oh, the chicken had to come first or the egg come first, it just shows their ignorance in belief of what they believe in. So, yeah, but that's my story on my migraine moments. And I have several of things similar that I've worked out over the time while I'm having a migraine with these people, just nattering away in the background, talking, not to me, around me. And I'm just an observer listening to them talking and discussing.
Now, I have to add in here that no, Bert does not have schizophrenia, and no, Bert is not bipolar, and no, Bert does not have mental health problems. This is purely his migraines, and the worst thing about them is that they can come on at the weirdest time. It can be like a Sunday morning and we've got nothing planned for the day. This was especially when the children were home, and then all of a sudden he'd get the migraine.
We've got a little puppy crawling across our lap.
Lucy wants to say hi to you.
So
all.
she was,
hello everyone.
Say hello to everybody.
And being, observant as I am, I have noticed now, only now, like in the last 12 months, that Bert gets his migraines when his sugar drops. So if he goes and works with the boys for the morning and doesn't eat, and he'll come home and he'll say, I'll have lunch in a minute, and then he'll sit down, he'll start his coffee and he'll say, I've got a migraine. It's because his sugar's dropped. That's what I'm thinking anyway, viewing on. So we try to make sure that he eats meals regularly, that we have afternoon tea and we have evening supper, and have our meals regularly spaced so as to prevent the migraines, because they are debilitating, aren't they, darling?
Oh, they
you suffer
certainly are.
terribly with them. You really do.
And I also seem to get a migraine when there's a storm on the way.
The storm.
Because I've noticed when I'm laying in bed with the migraine, I think, oh, thank God it's raining, I don't feel guilty for not working. And the doctor said that, oh, yours is climate influenced. When there's a sudden drop in temperature, climate, then it sparks a migraine.
So he's got a few causes for them. I think the very worst migraine he had, because we all have the worst, don't we? I know I had the worst migraine, and I know Bert had the worst migraine, and I think it would be the one where he went up to Berts, doing a delivery with our business, with our concrete ornament business, and he was stranded up there with nothing. He didn't have anything with him. And you explain what happened, Bert.
So I end up pulling over because I could not see down the road, next to a creek in, I can't remember the name of the town, and I was sitting there with my hands on my head with a cold face towel that I had in the car. I was dipping it in the water, and there was this lovely couple there, and they said, are you okay?
Near a river, wasn't it? You pulled
yeah,
into
river, sorry.
Near river,
yep.
Yes.
And I said, I suffer from migraines. I said, and I've got nothing with me. And she gave me some aspirins and anti-nausea tablets and everything like that. And about an hour later, I started to feel better, but that was probably the worst. I could not physically see anywhere where to go. I just had to pull over, went down to the river, got a cold water, put it on my face, and that was it.
And how long was the drive home to Ballarat from there?
Well, had to do. Normally would have taken me 2 hours from there, but it took me nearly 4 because you just don't feel good, and you're not as alert.
And back then there was no mobile phones.
No.
So we had no idea where he was or what was going on. We just were worried that he'd had a blowout on the F100.
Yep.
Or, something had happened terrible. That's being, as I'm a bit of a panic merchant, that was my first thought. And when he got home, I've never seen him look as sick as he was. And that migraine actually, it lingered on for days. I think he ended up into the doctor with that one.
Yep.
And he was put onto a preventative that helps with migraines. I can't quite recall the name of it. I'll hunt it up and I'll pop it on in the notes. But that really helped him for a while. But unfortunately now what we've noticed is that our son Richard gets migraines. So we feel terrible that he has inherited this migraine gene. They're terrible things, debilitating and so sad. But Bert has these migraine moments, which I wonder if Richard has migraine moments. I must ask him. So that's one of Bert's many migraine moments, and we're going to do a series on this. So this is just number 1, and this one was the chicken and the egg, which came first. And let us know if you like it. Please leave a comment, because Bert will love it if somebody comments or some sort of a sign to say that somebody's watched this.
And even that zone where you go into, if there's a name for it or whatever it is.
The migraine zone.
Yeah, where you're not awake, you're not asleep, and your hearing's really acute. Like you can hear a fly buzzing around hitting the window. And and then you sort of wake up and you think, oh wow, that was a pleasant little trip.
Anyway, I haven't had pleasant trips with my migraines. I've been violently sick. But anyway, that's Berts, and that was our first one. So please, if you liked this, like, share, subscribe. And thank you, Bert. Thank you, darling one. That was really interesting, and maybe it helps somebody out there, because a lot of people get migraines. And now when you get a migraine, you can think afterwards, hey, did I have a migraine moment? Let me think about what exactly happened when I had that migraine. Apart from the excruciating pain and the nausea, did I have a migraine moment? And see if you did too. So thank you. So that's all it is for this week. And thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe. It doesn't cost anything, and it means a lot to us poor old pensioners here in Ballarat. Just makes us happy. And we stop bringing the kids because we've got something else to look at. Okay then, darlings. Thank you very much.
Bye all.
Love from Ballarat. Bye for now. He has his migraine moments. Now what happens while he's having a migraine is
I have, well, first of all, I've come across a treatment for migraines. Pretty basic. It's, I dropped it.